So Katie, we're on our way back to New York City. What last minute thoughts would you say from this trip that you feel that you've learned, that you've observed?
Pop quiz. I think that people here have more of a work ethic than Americans will ever understand. Ever.
And it's more exacting. I feel like everything's like measurements, like methodic versus big, like overall.
It's like all calculated.
Yeah, very calculated.
Like when we were getting prices, they never would tell you the price. They would just input it and then show you what the calculator said.
Right.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. And also one observation that you made earlier was that going to these factories, you see all the different components and then the process of how they're put together, whereas Americans usually just see the end result. And so that, I think, was very fascinating within itself.
But they don't give you the price of the components because they don't want you to know.
Right, they don't want you to know.
They only give you the total price, but in their mind,
so for us,
calculations are all broken into components.
We have to find out exactly how much the components each cost, the labor, and try to negotiate the best price.
We caught some very interesting things.
Multiple increase. With our normal city slips, they are PU material, and we're currently constructing a leather material, so
one
we
of the
have to
factories told
calculate
us it should be $7.
$7.
We didn't have a point of reference really, and then we went to another factory, and they gave us, there was a shoe there that was $7. So
right.
It's like,
and since the labor is the same because it's the same construction, materials should only be the changing factor, and we realized that
they were trying to pull a fast one on us,
and we caught them, but we still really like them, and we have a lot of appreciation.
You can't catch people in China. You have to
think.
In the U.S., you would just start yelling and screaming at someone, and you lied to me. You're trying to screw me over, but you can't do that here. You still have.
It's all about face, respect, building good, strong relationships.
No finger pointing.
No finger pointing. No blaming.
Right. Very interesting.
It's definitely.
And it's not as competitive. Like it is competitive in a very different way than it is in the U.S. Like here, one factory owner will just walk into another factory owner's place.
And I think that, based on the nation's kind of beliefs as unity, holistic views, kind of, a spin-off of Confucius values, it's less competitive and more all for one for all type of mentality. Everyone helps each other versus trying to get ahead of each other. And what was the other thing that we were reading on our way here? That because of that type of mentality, Chinese are better at looking at long-term and a bigger picture, and American kids look at more of the small details in the short term and what's going to be a payoff in the short term versus